All right, YouTube. A little update to the CanAm Outlander. Um, I ended up taking those smaller tires off the front. The executioners were 25 8 12s. Because the rear is 27s, I couldn't put this in four-wheel drive. Whoever bought those two front tires, they just made a mistake. But when I bought them, he just had the 27s on the back and 26s on the front. Well, I didn't realize, so I put the 25 executioners to match the rear on the front, and come to find out, I can't put it in four-wheel drive with those 25s on the front. So here comes winter, so I need to be in four-wheel drive. So I bought these Bear Claws 27 9 wide. This Outlander is a 208, so it calls for an 8-inch in the front, but I couldn't find any of those tires 8-inch in the front, and I figured, well, maybe I could have, but I wanted a little bit wider of a tire in the front, but so I went with a 9, thinking that they would work. I was thinking that I could clear that spring, but yeah, you clear the spring with a 9, but what's happening now is the tie rod end is hitting the tire. You can see it right there. So what I think I need to do, well, I bought some 1-inch spacers. But what I may do later is have two sets of tires and rims. One for the summer and one for the winter. These will be the winter, and I'll invest in some rims and tires. And what I'm thinking about doing is putting a 14 rim on this bike and be able to run a 9. Now, if we look down in here, if I raise that rim an inch on the top and bottom, 14 from a 12 to a 14, I'm pretty sure I can clear that tie rod end with going up an inch bigger rim. It's an inch on both sides, even though it's a 12 to a 14. You only get an inch on the top and an inch on the bottom. And I believe the only problem is, why would they make this machine to only limit it with an 8-inch tire in the front? That's so stupid. They don't even hardly make very many tires 8-inch in the front. So the only problem is the rims will be 7-inch. This is a 6-inch rim in the front. So you're limited right there to 6-inch, because if you go with a 7-inch rim in the front, you're going to be pulling it even closer to that tie rod end, because there would be a backspace of 5.2. So right now it's 4.3, and the 6 would be, I think 4.2. So if you put a 5.2, you're going to be even closer. So even though a 14 rim may not even work there. So that's where I'm confused at. I mean, if you had a buddy that had a tire that you could try, you would be in good shape, but I don't. So anyways, that's a little update. It looks a whole lot better. If you look at my other videos with that 25 in the front, it was way too low. So even though these tires don't match, it doesn't bother me, because the rear tire is a bias, so I had to buy a bias for the front. I don't care about them matching for the winter. That doesn't bother me too much. So that's a little update so far. I wanted to let you guys know about that. So don't think you're gonna put a Can-Am. You're gonna put a 9-inch tire on the front of a 2008 Can-Am 800 XT, because you're not going to without it hitting that tie rod in. Stick with an 8, or stick with an 8. You might be able to get by with a 14 rim if you get like a 6-inch wide on the front. But if you go any wider on the front, even a 14 may hit that tie rod in. All right, YouTube. Tell me what you think. Subscribe and like so I can get a few subscribers here.